On the boy's first day at his new school, he's shunned by everyone because of his father's special identity, but the girl secretly takes him in behind everyone's backs. During the day, they attend classes at school as if nothing is happening. At night, they live together like a young couple. Today, Lin Qingya invites her classmates to her family's coffee shop for drinks. But strangely, even though it's not closing time, the shop is already locked up tight. She calls her mom and finds out that her uncle scammed their entire family, working with a construction company boss to steal the coffee shop's project funds. Now the office is completely deserted. With no choice, they have to move to save money. But affordable houses are far from school. Luckily, her uncle's house is still empty, so Lin Qingya gets sent packing by her parents to her uncle's place. The house is covered in cobwebs, moldy, stinky, and completely chaotic. This environment is simply unlivable. Lin Qingya struggles hard to clean up the room, although the ceiling constantly makes noises, and the tap water is yellow. Lin Qingya still tries her best to adapt to life here, and just as she's waiting for the bus to go to school, a handsome boy walks into the car, out of breath. Lin Qingya instantly gets starry-eyed. This guy is even wearing their school uniform. Lin Qingya senses this is her once-in-a-lifetime chance. Her future bragging to her granddaughter about romance depends on this moment, so she takes the initiative to strike up a conversation. "Do you like soft candy?" The boy looks confused. Seeing his expression, Lin Qingya instantly loses courage. He probably doesn't even know she exists. What is she getting all carried away about by herself? But the next moment, the boy takes the candy. "Thank you, I really like this." Not only handsome but also kind, the boy keeps scoring points in Lin Qingya's heart. Through their conversation, she learns the boy is also a third-year student like her. Since he doesn't have anyone to commute with, Lin Qingya invites the boy to go to school together from now on. Although the boy's answers are rather brief, Lin Qingya just assumes he's shy. They'll have chances to get closer later. Then Lin Qingya introduces herself. The boy hesitates for a moment and says his name is Jin Yuehan, the same name as the Jin Yuehan from the rumors. Qingya guesses he must have been troubled by this name, so she tries to comfort him. "Do your parents believe in religion? I think this is a very religious name." This comment accidentally hits Jin Yuehan's sore spot. "Why are you asking this?" His tone suddenly turns cold. Qingya looks around, trying to change the topic. "Look at that slogan over there. This is our class motto. Every time I see this phrase, I feel full of strength." Do you know where this phrase comes from? It's in the book of Job, chapter 8, verse 7. It's what Job's friend said to mock Job. And just like that, Qingya's first encounter with her dream guy fizzles out. At school, her friends all ask what happened to her. Qingya tells them not to worry. Her uncle's house is big enough to share. Everyone can come hang out at her place from now on. Everyone is indignant about what her uncle did. The victims this time aren't just Lin Qingya's family. Since it's not something to be proud of, she asks her friends to keep it secret. But even if it leaks out, it'll probably be overshadowed by Jin Yuhan's situation immediately. That tall building standing in the distance is the Millennium Return Church. It's the largest pseudo-religion in this area. According to the Book of Revelation, the Millennium Kingdom will come in spirit. That building was constructed to welcome it, and Jin Yuehan is the cult leader's son. They heard he's been placed in their class. Just then, Jin Yuehan walks in. He walks straight to the empty seat behind Qingya and sits down. People around whisper among themselves, all saying they don't want anything to do with Jin Yuehan. And Lin Qingya and Jin Yuehan's encounter on the train is like the calm before a storm. The next day in class, Jin Yuehan brings a suitcase to school. Soon, news of his running away from home spreads everywhere. Lin Qingya and her friends start guessing why he ran away. Either it's because of family discord, or heavy academic pressure, or maybe feeling pessimistic about poverty. Only Lin Qingya guesses the right answer. Perhaps Jin Yuehan isn't a cult member at all. Seeing him pack his luggage, he obviously plans to stay somewhere else long-term. A boy joins the conversation. He just heard Jin Yuehan talking with the homeroom teacher about running away. He left home right in front of his parents, so there's no need to worry about his parents causing trouble at school, because his family has more pressing matters than him running away. After hearing this, the homeroom teacher doesn't bother and just lets Jin Yuehan go back. Lin Qingya listens silently. After school, it's pouring rain, making her worry about Jin Yuehan's situation. But when she turns to look, she sees him calmly playing on his phone. Lin Qingya heads straight home. Her family was scammed. She has no time to worry about others. However, just as she finishes cleaning the house and looks forward to the coming year, there's a knock at the door. She opens it to find Jin Yuehan, soaked to the bone. Then she hears even more shocking news. Her uncle actually scammed the Millennium Return Church, and it was the construction fund for that particularly magnificent building. Now Jin Yuhan's father is desperately searching for him. Lin Qingya feels like the sky is falling. The amount involved is a full 600 million. Jin Yuehan catches her in time. "As long as you agree to my conditions, it won't involve your family." Learning he wants to stay for a night, Lin Qingya pushes him right out. She doesn't want anything to do with pseudo-religion people. Just as the door is about to close, Jin Yuehan calls Lin Qingya's name. Just a moment of being moved, and Jin Yuehan takes the opportunity to walk in. Think about it carefully. The Millennium Return Church won't negotiate nicely with you. Helplessly, Lin Qingya agrees to let him stay in the empty room on the second floor. Of course, it's not because Jin Yuehan is handsome and called her name. It's just that her conscience bothers her. It doesn't mean she's willing to accept help from the Millennium Return Church. As he goes upstairs, Jin Yuehan thanks her. The next day, Lin Qingya wakes up to find Jin Yuehan in the kitchen. She originally thought he'd leave first thing in the morning, but Jin Yuehan says he wants to wait until after school to get his luggage. This small request is perfectly acceptable. After saying this, she eats her pre-made sandwich and heads to school. Hearing him say he eats like this every morning, Lin Qingya finds it strange. Isn't Jin Yuehan's father a wealthy cult leader? At school, Jin Yuehan triggers more gossip. It rained so hard yesterday, but he's so dry. He must have had somewhere to sleep, and whoever gave him shelter must not be an ordinary relationship. If he slept at a student's house from our school, that student would definitely be labeled a cult member too. Chinga, what do you think? Lin Qingya feels extremely guilty. But is this Millennium Return Church really that powerful? If they were ruthless, could they destroy a shop? They say they actually have done that. When Jin Yuehan was little, he was bullied. Soon after, all those kids' parents' shops went bankrupt. Lin Qingya suddenly feels scared. After thinking about it, she decides not to kick Jin Yuehan out after all. Jin Yuehan can't quite believe it. Yesterday, you wanted to kick me out. Why did you suddenly change your mind? Lin Qingya believes she has the determination not to join a pseudo-religion. Seeing Jin Yuehan cough while talking, she immediately puts a wet towel on his forehead. During his stay here, Jin Yuehan absolutely cannot get sick. She has him change into pajamas to avoid catching cold. She has him drink porridge for nutrition. Finally, she covers him with an electric blanket to warm up. She turns the temperature to maximum. Just sleep it off with some sweating, and he'll recover immediately. This is Jin Yuehan's first time seeing this kind of treatment method. Usually, unless it's serious enough for emergency care, he just prays at home for healing. Chinga has no idea what he's talking about. Now she's sure she's a normal person. Jin Yuehan says he wants porridge, so Chinga puts on her jacket to go buy some. Before leaving, she asks if there's any news about her uncle. Jin Yuehan immediately turns his head and pretends to have a headache. Considering he's sick, Chinga doesn't argue with him. After that, Chinga keeps watch by Jin Yuehan's bedside. She keeps asking if he needs anything. His voice sounds better than before. Looking at him, he doesn't look like a cult member at all. Suddenly, Jin Yuehan opens his eyes and looks over. The moment their eyes meet, Chinga's heart races. She almost drops the drink in her hand. Jin Yuehan sees this and laughs out loud. Chinga thinks something must be wrong with her brain. No matter how much she fears religion, she shouldn't need to nurse a patient, right? Or is she bewitched by this handsome face? But now is not the time for crushes. With family troubles, she should focus on studying hard. After that, Chinga goes to cram school. But the teacher says they've already refunded her parents' tuition. Starting tomorrow, she doesn't need to come anymore. Chinga never expected her parents would stop her classes without consulting her. Although the family's financial situation has become difficult, there's less than 2 days until the practice exam. Is her future really going to be ruined like this? When she gets home, Lin Qingya notices the room light isn't on. She thinks Jin Yuehan has come to his senses and gone home. But as soon as she turns on the light, Jin Yuehan's voice suddenly sounds. "Why are you so late?" Lin Qingya's heart pounds with fright, who studies until dark without noticing. Noticing the textbook in Jin Yuehan's hands, Lin Qingya finds his progress unbelievable, and Jin Yuehan says he learned it just by watching online courses. Lin Qingya suddenly envies his talent. Although being kicked out of cram school has nothing to do with him, she just feels annoyed. "If there's anything you don't understand, I can teach you." After that, Jin Yuehan starts tutoring Lin Qingya. Hearing Qingya's ridiculously wrong answers, Jin Yuehan almost doesn't know how to explain. He simply has Qingya sit beside him and starts teaching from the most basic fundamentals. And Jin Yuehan's patience exceeds Qingya's expectations. Whether at school or cram school, she was that troublesome student, but Jin Yuehan is willing to teach her tirelessly. Thanks to him, Qingya solves many difficult problems she couldn't learn at cram school. Facing Qingya's thanks, Jin Yuehan says it's fine. This is also a kind of review for him. His modest and polite attitude makes Qingya develop some fondness for him. Suddenly, she snaps back to reality. She almost had a crush on Jin Yuehan again. So this guy uses this method to attract people. Her relationship with Jin Yuehan is nothing more than mutual benefit. There's no need to invest real feelings. After the practice exam ends, Qingya and her friends drink tea at a cafe near school and compare answers. Although she worked hard, the exam results aren't any different. The staff notices them and smiles as they place a note on the table. Opening it, it asks them not to be loud and limits dine-in time to 1 hour. Everyone is annoyed that they're being kicked out even after ordering coffee. Unfortunately, Qingya's family coffee shop has temporarily closed. This reminds everyone, Qingya's place is nearby. Why don't we just go to Qingya's house? Everyone immediately starts packing up to leave. Qingya panics instantly. Jin Yuehan doesn't go to cram school, so he's definitely at home. She takes out her phone to contact him, but he's cleaning and doesn't hear it. When they reach the door and find it unlocked, Qingya feels she's done for. She closes her eyes and prepares to accept her fate, but what she hears are her friends' compliments and praise. Could Jin Yuehan not be home? Just to be safe, she runs around checking everywhere. She doesn't find any sign of Jin Yuehan. Just as she's about to breathe a sigh of relief, she notices Jin Yuehan's phone on the table. She crouches down and sees he's hiding under the table. Just then, everyone prepares to estimate their scores at the kitchen table. Lin Qingya loudly refuses refuses them. She explains that the kitchen is off-limits to her like the bedroom. It's like not being able to get in bed without changing clothes. So if they need water or drinks, just let her know. After sending her friends away, Qingya begs Jin Yuehan to keep hiding under the table for a while. Jin Yuehan refuses and tells Qingya to find an excuse for them to come next time. Just then, a friend brings macarons to apologize. Qingya is deeply moved. She instantly throws Jin Yuehan's words to the back of her mind. As time passes minute by minute, Qingya feels more and more sorry for Jin Yuehan. With his height, being squeezed in such a cramped space without moving must be very uncomfortable. But if he holds on a bit longer, they'll have to go to cram school. Suddenly, Jin Yuehan's phone rings. The caller ID shows anonymous. Qingya hesitates whether to answer, and finally decides to hang up. But the next second, the call comes again. Facing her friend's confused looks, Qingya has to answer. Answering a call won't hurt anyway. However, the moment she answers, she freezes. She hears cursing from the other end. Running away from home isn't enough? Do you want to die out there? It sounds like gangsters. Qingya is scared and immediately prepares to hang up, but then she hears information related to construction projects. You clearly know about the project, but keep pretending you don't. Just wait until I throw you and Zhuo Wuzhen into the river together. She didn't expect the caller to know her uncle. Qingya anxiously asks, "Sir, who are you?" The person on the other end suddenly freezes at this voice, and his tone immediately becomes gentle. Where did Yuhan go? Why is his classmate answering? From this, Qingya figures out the caller is Jin Yuehan's father. But why would a religious leader speak so crudely? Then the caller asks Qingya to pass on a message to Jin Yuehan before hanging up. He doesn't even say a single word of concern for his own child. At this point, seeing the time, her friends prepare to say goodbye and leave. Jin Yuehan finally has a chance to breathe. While making dinner, Qingya demands Jin Yuehan come clean. What's your real purpose for coming to my place? You said we're in this together, but you were just deceiving me. You just wanted to get into my uncle's house, right? Jin Yuehan replies. Frankly, I just simply wanted to find a place to stay. Then why did you run away from home? Your dad is furious. What if he finds this place? You don't need to worry about that. Think about it. Suddenly losing 600 million, catching us won't help him. We can't come up with a single penny. The priority should be focusing on your uncle. But Qingya still finds it strange. When Jin Yuehan speaks, it's as if the 600 million has nothing to do with him, or as if he doesn't care even if the Millennium Return Church collapses. Jin Yuehan tells Qingya not to worry. Even if I live at your place, my dad won't care. But I heard your dad say you're in cahoots with my uncle. If you dare lie to me, I'll kick you out. However, her threat has no effect on Jin Yuehan. He even moves closer to her. You say you'll kick me out. Do you have the strength to make me leave? As Jin Yuehan gets closer and closer, Qingya actually closes her eyes. Jin Yuehan runs back to his room shouting pervert. His cheeks burn hot and his breathing is rapid. What just happened left him with a trace of anticipation. The next day, before Qingya wakes up, Jin Yuehan has already arrived at school early. This time, she has to find him and get to the bottom of things. Just then, she notices a friend looking at a cat account, and it's a cat from their school. This cat has been taken care of by Yiji recently. She even got the cat vaccinated. But no one in class is willing to interact with Yiji. After all, everyone heard she's a fanatic follower of the Millennium Return Church. Today, Jin Yuehan suddenly has Qingya get off at the stop before home. They arrive at a Wanama supermarket. Turns out Jin Yuehan plans to buy some groceries for the house today. The food in the fridge is already too unbearable for him to look at. Even the porridge Qingya fed him when he was sick last time was expired. Qingya doesn't care. It won't kill anyone anyway. Worried about being recognized, Jin Yuehan puts a hoodie on Qingya and has her wear sunglasses. Then he pushes the shopping cart and rushes into the store. Qingya is very annoyed. He didn't consult her about such a big decision. She's the landlord now. Kicking Jin Yuehan out is just a thought away. Jin Yuehan doesn't coddle her at all. Then I'll tell your friends everything. I'll tell them not only do I live at your place, but last time they visited, I was hiding under the table. Besides that, there are your unspeakable living habits. Qingya backs down immediately. She didn't expect Jin Yuehan to be so shameless. If you don't want me to tell, come shopping with me. 10 minutes later, the shopping cart is packed full. Qingya thinks Jin Yuehan buying so much is too extravagant. Things that spoil quickly like vegetables and fruits don't need to be bought. After her picking and choosing, only frozen foods remain. Qingya pushes the cart to check out. This is more in line with their purchasing power. Besides, when shopping with parents, having your favorite things removed is normal. But Jin Yuehan has never really had much interaction with his parents since childhood. His parents were always in a rush with no time for him. Each time before leaving, they'd just toss him some frozen food to deal with himself. Now that he has money, he wants to buy what he wants to eat. Seeing Jin Yuehan pull out a stack of bills to buy premium beef, Qingya is stunned. How does a student have so much money? Jin Yuehan explains it's from his mom. His maternal grandmother's family was wealthy to begin with. He had nowhere to spend it before, so he saved it all up. Qingya realizes this was from before the Millennium Return Church was established. She didn't expect Jin Yuehan's parents were often away from home like hers. But in Qingya's case, it's because her family has no money. Even when her parents are home, they're doing side jobs to supplement the household. When they're short-handed, they need her to help out. She originally wanted to use her hard-earned savings to renovate the coffee shop, but now it's all been scammed away by her con artist uncle. And this isn't the first time this has happened to her family. While talking, Qingya asks Jin Yuehan why he ran away from home in the first place. Actually, he came out with a purpose. You also said yesterday it's like the Millennium Return Church collapsing has nothing to do with me. The truth is pretty much what you said. While Jin Yuehan is talking, Qingya suddenly notices her uncle flash by in the crowd not far away. She urgently shouts her uncle's name. Jin Yuehan freezes for a moment too. He immediately covers Qingya's mouth to stop her from shouting. Qingya struggles desperately. In desperation, she bites Jin Yuehan, then gives him an elbow strike, but Jin Yuehan endures the pain and holds her back. Qingya has a bright idea. She tells people around that Jin Yuehan stole something and is forcing her to be his accomplice. Don't be fooled by his handsome face. He has a huge amount of stolen cash in his bag right now, and while Jin Yuehan is being questioned, Qingya takes the opportunity to chase after him. She's sure now that person is her uncle Zhuo Wuzhen. Looking around, she finds he and the people around him entered an elevator, but before she can catch up, the elevator door closes. Just as Qingya is wondering whether to chase down the stairs, Jin Yuehan catches up, out of breath. Please, Lin Qingya, listen to me carefully, I'll explain to you. It turns out that although Jin Yuehan is the son of the Millennium Return Church leader, he himself wants the Millennium Return Church to disappear. He knew about the construction funds being scammed and deliberately didn't tell his father. Later, afraid his father would find out, Jin Yuehan ran away from home under the pretext of staying at school. As long as that scam's 600 million can't be recovered, the Millennium Return Church absolutely cannot come back to life. Now his lifeline is in your uncle's hands. I have no choice. But if you understood the Millennium Return Church, you'd understand me. No wonder you stopped me. So if my uncle really appears, you'll still let him escape, right? Hearing Jin Yuehan's affirmative answer, Qingya is silent for a moment. If that's the case, then it's over. Jin Yuehan anxiously asks what she means. Exactly what I said. Get out of my house. Is it because of the money? Didn't you say your family won't go bankrupt even without this money? And the Millennium Return Church disappearing can save many people. The more Qingya listens, the angrier she gets. She can't gamble this money on the survival of the Millennium Return Church. Then there's no need for you to be angry. The situation you're worried about didn't even happen. Or are you angry because I stopped you from catching your uncle? That's only part of the reason. I'm angry because you lied to me, and you have such thick skin. After telling me something like this, you still expect me to let you keep living here. Have you thought about what kind of risk I'm taking? If my friends or your father find out, I could be done for too. But you let me move in and treated me well. Wasn't it all because you're afraid of the Millennium Return Church? Qingya angrily denies it. That's only part of the reason. Then tell me what the reason is. Looking at the handsome face in front of her, the words come to Qingya's lips, but she can't say them. She ends up making herself blush and her heart race. In the end, she simply acts stubborn and says she doesn't know. Anyway, pack up and leave quickly. I don't want to live with you. And just as Qingya pushes open the door, the dazzling array of macarons on the floor immediately catches her attention. Turns out these were specially sent by Jin Yuhan as a thank you gift for taking care of him during this time. Last time under the table, he happened to hear that macarons are Qingya's favorite thing. So he specifically got all the macarons from the shop. After all, if it's too stingy, it can't be called a gift. She has to admit Qingya is moved. Perhaps letting Jin Yuehan into her home is the most dangerous decision she's ever made. When she was little, Qingya wrote a poem for homework. The opening line was, "Love is a hand grenade." It made her uncle laugh out loud. Actually, this was written by a heartbroken customer at the coffee shop whom Qingya asked for help. After reading it carefully, her uncle actually found it made a lot of sense. The safety pin of the grenade is something blocking love. Without the safety pin, love will ignite. But her uncle thought the poem was still missing the most important part. He quietly told Qingya the content. Only this way can it be called love. After that, Jin Yuehan treats Qingya to burgers to make amends. With such delicious food for dinner, Qingya's anger has mostly subsided. Seeing her happy, Jin Yuehan hesitantly speaks up. The fridge is empty. What should we eat tomorrow? For a moment, Qingya's brain races. On one side is a lonely life with no living expenses. On the other side is cohabitation, where he helps share living expenses, teaches her, and gives her a sense of security. There's absolutely no need to struggle with this. Then let's go to the supermarket again the day after tomorrow. While stretching, Jin Yuehan notices blood on Qingya's arm. She probably accidentally scratched it while chasing her uncle. At this point, Qingya asks if Jin Yuehan knows Yi Ji from class. There are rumors she's a follower of the Millennium Return Church. Jin Yuehan says he doesn't know. He's not a believer and doesn't go to church. Don't you feel wronged being misunderstood as a pseudo-religion member? I think it's quite peaceful and comfortable. But if the misunderstanding is cleared up, you'd definitely be very popular. Meeting Qingya's gaze, Jin Yuehan says guiltily that he doesn't care. Qingya suddenly gets excited. So you do know you're popular? Or have you already been popular behind my back? Jin Yuehan shyly denies it. If it's not someone I like, no amount of popularity matters. After saying this, Qingya inexplicably feels a bit disappointed. This state continues from home all the way to school the next day. She never thought Jin Yuehan would like someone. Looking at him, he doesn't seem to care about that at all. But Jin Yuehan is good at hiding things. Maybe he's different in front of someone he likes. She often hears about those types who are awkward in person but gentle behind the scenes. Jin Yuehan might be like that too. Suddenly Qingya realizes something is wrong. Why does she care about this? If there's a safety pin between her and Jin Yuehan, it's the fact that he's a pseudo-religion member. But now that she knows he's not, what should she do? In the evening, Qingya is doing homework in her room. Jin Yuehan knocks on the door and calls her out. Turns out he bought band-aids for Qingya. If it's too loose, it'll fall off easily. If it accidentally falls off or you can't put it on yourself, tell me and I'll help you. As he speaks, Qingya's gaze remains fixed on Jin Yuehan's face. She remembers what her uncle told her. Love is a kind of desire, the impulse to touch the other person and become one with them. You only need to remember one thing. People from your grandmother's family can't control their desires. Once the safety pin in your heart is pulled out, love will start to burn, even though the girl is the one who initiated the kiss. The next second, she slaps the boy. Jin Yuehan, stunned from the slap, stares directly at Qingya. Do you like me? Qingya is so embarrassed her face turns red. She hurriedly flees the scene, saying she needs to go back to her room to rest. After going back, she takes out her frustration on the blanket. She kissed Jin Yuehan only because they were too close, and she didn't have time to awaken her rationality. It's like seeing pure white snow and not being able to resist leaving footprints. She seems to have really caused big trouble just now. But looking at Jin Yuehan's reaction, he doesn't seem unhappy. Even the next day, Qingya is still thinking about this. She wants to hear her friend's opinions. If someone likes you, and then she suddenly kisses you, what would you do? The two react like they've seen a creep. How can she kiss without my consent? In this situation, she should definitely be taken to court and given the death penalty. After hearing this, Qingya wants to die. She didn't expect it to be so serious. If they like each other, it's understandable, but if not, it's really super disgusting. Qingya puts herself in his shoes. Jin Yuehan even got slapped by her. He must be quite upset. How should she apologize next? Unable to think of a solution, Qingya becomes somewhat self-destructive, and unfortunately, her seat and Jin Yuehan's are right in front and behind each other. At this moment, her cleaning partner walks over. It's Yiji, the fanatic follower of the Millennium Return Church. Qingya is about to greet her, but she directly walks upstairs to sweep without a word. Qingya guesses Yiji probably knows Jin Yuehan, but she doesn't know what Yiji thinks of him. Suddenly, dust falls on Qingya's head. She asks Yiji to sweep toward the inside of the stairs, but she disdainfully says, then just move faster and sweep upward. Qingya is a bit angry. Normally, shouldn't she say sorry at this moment? She doesn't know why she's being disliked. After a while, the hallway is cleaned. Qingya says goodbye to Yiji, saying she's going to hang out elsewhere. But the next moment, Yiji accidentally steps in a puddle and falls to the ground. The commotion is loud and attracts nearby students' attention. After just a moment's hesitation, Qingya deliberately pretends to slip and falls flat on her back. Seeing this, Jin Yuehan anxiously wants to come forward to check on her, but he hears the surrounding classmates all start laughing. Qingya's comical way of falling inadvertently dissolves Yiji's embarrassment. At this moment, Qingya smiles and asks Yiji if she's hurt. That fall really hurt. Unexpectedly, Yiji looks very angry. Are you mocking me now? Stop pretending to be kind here. It's disgusting. After saying this, Yiji prepares to leave. She's encountered too many situations like this. People sacrifice themselves to embarrass her, then pretend to be hypocritically concerned. Just then, Jin Yuehan blocks her path. What did you just say to Lin Qingya? Seeing the young master of the Millennium Return Church, Yiji is startled. I didn't say anything. You said nothing? Lin Qingya fell down with you because she was afraid you'd be embarrassed. You should at least say thank you to her. Look at her innocent appearance. Don't you feel bad? When you receive help from others, you should express gratitude. Then she walks up to Qingya. She reluctantly thanks Qingya. Although Jin Yuehan feels Lin Qingya can't understand such a thank you at all, he really didn't expect this girl would actually listen to him. On the other side, Lin Qingya sneakily lingers at the bathroom entrance. Her pants are mostly wet from what just happened, and it's right on her butt. If people see this, they'll definitely think she wet her pants. Just as she's at a loss, Jin Yuehan pulls her into the changing room and ties his school uniform around Qingya's waist. Qingya hastily explains it got wet because of water. Jin Yuehan says he saw everything. Boys' clothes are quite loose and easy to spot. Qingya lowers her head to adjust it herself. A strand of hair brushes across Jin Yuehan's cheek. He's like suddenly stimulated, shyly backing away several meters. Qingya finds it baffling. Why suddenly stay so far away? Am I some kind of pest that you're allergic to? I'm just worried there might be another accident. The thing he's worried about is actually brought up directly and called an accident. Looking at Jin Yuehan somewhat impatiently, impatient expression. Qingya gets down on the ground and obediently admits her fault. "I'm sorry I kissed you. I'll stay like this until you feel better." Just then, Jin Shanyu pokes his head in. "So it really was you two I saw at the supermarket that day. You were wrapped up pretty tight then, and I wasn't quite sure. The one in the yellow hoodie was Qingya, right?" Qingya looks incredulous. "You were at the supermarket that day too?" Jin Yuehan didn't expect such a useless teammate. "Isn't this basically admitting it?" Then he nervously asks him, "Will you tell anyone?" "Tell what? That you two are dating?" Qingya and Jin Yuehan deny in unison that they're dating. Jin Shanyu can't believe it. Not dating but hiding here together, shopping together and kissing? Jin Yuehan remains unfazed. "That's not the point. Just answer whether you'll keep it secret." Jin Yuehan's gaze makes Jin Shanyu's hair stand on end. "Even if you stare at me like that, I'm not planning to tell. I just wanted to confirm what I saw was real." Just then, two close friends are looking for Qingya's whereabouts. "Although I don't know what secret you have, but you'd better hide it well. Who knows how angry they'd be if they found out." Having resolved his doubts, Jin Shanyu leaves. On the train ride home, Qingya suddenly remembers Jin Shanyu as that person who often sticks to Yiji. Could he also believe in the Millennium Return Church? Jin Yuehan tells her not to worry. Jin Shanyu is his middle school classmate, but he doesn't know about that girl called Yiji. At this moment, the two are sitting in the same car but far apart, chatting on their phones. Jin Yuehan asks Qingya if she's done her Chinese homework. Qingya keeps making excuses to avoid it. She even says her phone was stolen so she can't see messages. Finally, she just slips off the train. That evening, Qingya discovers a major problem at home. The water from the tap has stopped flowing. After checking her text messages, she learns that the city government is repairing the water pipes, and there might be sewage backflow. Meanwhile, the washing machine keeps clanging and spinning non-stop. Qingya asks Jin Yuehan if he's using the washing machine to wash clothes. Jin Yuehan says he put both their clothes in together. They're just school uniforms anyway. When Qingya opens the lid, their clothes are beyond recognition. Qingya picks them up and sniffs them. The stench makes her want to die. She asks Jin Yuehan what they should do now. What will they wear to school tomorrow? The uniforms are dark-colored anyway. Just wash them anywhere. Seeing Qingya still wailing and complaining, Jin Yuehan suggests buying bottled water to wash them, but Qingya thinks that's too wasteful. Why not just go to the coin-operated laundromat in the neighboring community? Jin Yuehan thinks that takes too much time, and leftover bottled water can still be drunk. But Qingya insists on saving money. Daily necessities, stationery, food, everything costs money. Their opinions clash. Right now, Qingya's parents occasionally send her some living expenses, but Jin Yuehan's situation is different. Even if he asks his family for help, they probably won't help, and the money he saved before will eventually run out. Jin Yuehan is convinced. He takes out Qingya's bicycle key. "Then let's go to the coin laundromat together." However, after riding for less than 10 minutes, Jin Yuehan starts to regret it. Feels like taking the bus would have been more worthwhile. "We're going to the coin laundromat to save money. Taking the bus would defeat the purpose." While talking, Qingya nearly falls off the bike. Jin Yuehan tells Qingya to hold on to him. Just grabbing his clothes is too dangerous. Qingya feels a bit shy. She gently wraps her arms around Jin Yuehan's waist. "If you're unwilling, just think of me as a rock." Qingya instantly feels disappointed, thinking to herself that Jin Yuehan really doesn't understand romance. But hugging Jin Yuehan feels different from hugging other people. It's like his body is made of different materials. Perhaps it's because he's Jin Yuehan that makes him so special. At the fork in the road, they stop to check the map. Qingya wants to chat with him. Otherwise, she'll keep overthinking things. But Jin Yuehan usually only talks about money and the Millennium Advent Church all day. It has nothing to do with daily life at all. Then Qingya asks Jin Yuehan if there's anything he wants to do. Although we each have our own situations now, if everything were resolved, what would you most want to do? Honestly, Jin Yuehan doesn't think things will be resolved smoothly. Because his father is a very stubborn person, he'll definitely find every way to track down Zhuo Wuzhen. But these two people are really very similar, and yet Zhuo Wuzhen targeted the Millennium Advent Church, and his father believed his words. Jin Yuehan suddenly feels that none of this is coincidental. His father once told him that horses are like people. They can tell in an instant whether the person in front of them is worthy of respect. They arrive at the laundromat and solve the uniform problem. Jin Yuehan asks Qingya what kind of person her uncle is. Qingya thinks carefully for a moment. He was considered a mysterious figure in the family. During middle school, he was already running online scams, then suddenly disappeared in high school. Later, she learned he went to juvenile detention. After becoming an adult, the things he did became even less legitimate. And my uncle and I have a good relationship. My mom practically raised him too. Maybe after hearing this, you'll find it hard to understand why we'd give him money, but this is an adult matter. He's still our family, and even if he gets caught, Mom will definitely forgive him. I just can't believe my uncle would even deceive me. What do I even mean to him? Suddenly, Qingya buries her face on the table and starts crying. She keeps mumbling about her uncle. Jin Yuehan feels at a loss for a moment. He wants to comfort Qingya but has never had experience with this. Suddenly an idea flashes in his mind. After returning from the laundromat, Lin Qingya keeps wondering if Jin Yuehan likes her too. Jin Yuehan had cupped her face and said he'd take responsibility for her. He absolutely wouldn't let her live the miserable 996 factory life. She opens her phone and searches. What behaviors show when a boy likes a girl? After all, the usually reserved Jin Yuehan must have a reason for doing such things. First sign: if a boy likes you, he'll want to help you no matter what. Jin Yuehan fits this 100%. Qingya continues scrolling. Second sign: he's always there when you call. Qingya tries calling out. Unexpectedly, the next second, Jin Yuehan appears. She eagerly scrolls down. Third sign: he'll agree to your unreasonable requests. So Qingya calls out again. Jin Yuehan, lend me $1 million. It suddenly becomes quiet outside, and just when Qingya thinks it won't work, Jin Yuehan takes out his phone, opens the door, and is about to transfer money to Qingya. Qingya hurriedly says she's just joking. But how does he meet all these conditions? She gets more and more excited. However, when she sees the fourth sign, she freezes. He won't hide his emotions around the person he likes. Thinking carefully, Qingya has never seen Jin Yuehan smile. Even though they see each other every day, not once has she seen it. Qingya secretly resolves to make this stone-faced person smile. The next day, Qingya is already getting carried away. The final fifth sign: his gaze toward you is full of affection. When Jin Yuehan returns to the classroom, Qingya stares wide-eyed, trying to read the meaning in his eyes. But she can't make out anything. As expected, at school, Jin Yuehan hides his feelings. He's completely different from how he is at home. But when Qingya recalls Jin Yuehan's eyes that night, she realizes they were full of panic and embarrassment. Qingya thinks maybe if she can make Jin Yuehan smile, the fifth sign will naturally come true too. At this moment, Jin Yuehan notices Qingya's strange behavior. He's wondering whether to make things clear with Qingya. Compared to him, there are others more suitable for her. Just then, the classroom door suddenly swings open. Seeing who it is, Qingya's expression immediately becomes flustered. Well, Lin Qingya, so you're in this class. Qingya pretends not to know him and lays her head on the desk. Shouldn't you be happy to see me? Why are you hiding? He starts to pull off Qingya's hood. Seeing this, classmates ask Qingya, what's your relationship? Are you close with Jin Yuan? One says yes, one says not really. Qingya says they were just classmates in first year. That's pretty hurtful. If that doesn't count as being close, then you must have no friends. Qingya really can't argue with that, but if she admits it, many people will definitely ask her to help set them up with Jin Yuan. Some might even think she likes Jin Yuan, though he is indeed handsome. But Qingya prefers gentle and considerate people. By comparison, Jin Yuan's gaze is a bit intimidating. At this moment, Jin Yuan notices Jin Yuehan in the back row. He immediately speaks rudely to Jin Yuehan. Oh, who's this? I heard your family's church got scammed. Qingya next to him didn't expect Jin Yuan to know about this, and he said it in front of so many classmates. Jin Yuehan doesn't even want to acknowledge his mockery. At this time, classmates are surprised to discover that Jin Yuehan's running away from home coincides suspiciously with when the church was scammed. Qingya suddenly feels this is an opportunity for Jin Yuehan to reintegrate into the group, but he himself seems to have no thoughts about it whatsoever. Qingya can't bear to see Jin Yuehan continue living that kind of school life. He's actually a better person than people imagine. Suddenly she thinks of Jin Yuan. He rolls his eyes at her, not wanting to deal with her, but eventually can't resist Qingya's desperate pleading. Qingya hopes he'll help spread the word to friends that Jin Yuehan doesn't like the Millennium Advent Church. Though reluctant, Jin Yuan still agrees. Watching the two of them whispering, Jin Yuehan inexplicably feels uncomfortable. At this moment, the class bell rings, and Jin Yuan has to return to class. He intuitively senses there's something between Qingya and Jin Yuehan. Later, the news about the Millennium Advent Church being scammed spreads among students again. Some people hope the scammer won't get caught. After all, that way the Millennium Advent Church would be finished. Others hope the scammer gets caught, because there are victims from ordinary families too. And a third group starts taking the opportunity to express interest in Jin Yuehan. They always thought Jin Yuehan was handsome, just didn't dare approach him because of the cult member thing. In the bathroom, Qingya is startled to hear people discussing outside. She didn't expect so many people have already secretly confessed to Jin Yuehan. Although she knew he'd be popular, Qingya's mood becomes somewhat gloomy. After returning home, Qingya is about to do homework. Jin Yuehan suddenly appears behind her. Lin Qingya, we need to talk. We should talk about what happened at school, but put that aside for now. Right now, we should clearly define the relationship between you and me. From now on, let's split living expenses 50-50. Before, you bore it all alone. Also, I can barely take care of myself. I don't have energy to look after others. Qingya suddenly realizes this is the rhythm of being friend-zoned. She immediately turns around and clarifies first. Don't misunderstand. I've never liked you. But didn't you kiss me? Qingya explains it was just a momentary impulse. Are you that impulsive with everyone? Qingya really wants to say she's only kissed him, but wouldn't that be like saying I love you? It's none of your business who I've kissed. I see you're pretty close with Jin Wuan. Have you kissed him too? Not sure why Jin Yuehan is so aggressive today. Annoyed, Qingya simply admits it. Jin Yuehan falls silent for a moment. Then you're really a strange person. Kissing many people isn't something to be proud of. Do I need your permission? Whoever I kiss is my freedom, right? Freedom and being careless are two different things. Calling impulse freedom is too irresponsible. Qingya completely can't understand Jin Yuehan's thinking. He clearly wants to cut off any romantic connection with her. So why is he now lecturing her so righteously? Finally, she can't take it anymore. She throws chopped onions at Jin Yuehan's face. What's wrong with your head? What I do with others is none of your business. You don't even understand me. What right do you have to say these things? Rest assured, I'll absolutely never have any contact with you again. After returning to her room, Qingya sadly lays her head on the desk. She's like a fool. If Jin Yuehan cared about her, he definitely wouldn't say such things. But compared to being flatly rejected, maybe this is better. Afterwards, Qingya arranges to meet Jin Wuan at a nearby coffee shop. She didn't expect he'd actually come just from her casual mention. Jin Wuan wonders if Qingya got scolded by her parents. Qingya says she's not living with her parents. She's staying at her uncle's place now. Then staying there temporarily must be very inconvenient. I won't ask the specific reasons. Every family has their own unspeakable difficulties. Qingya feels touched after hearing this. Honestly, she was a bit worried they weren't close enough to meet in the evening. Do you have to say such hurtful things? We even went to the amusement park together before, though other classmates were there too. Qingya's mood is somewhat low. Jin Wuan guesses something must have happened at home to make Lin Qingya so dispirited. Who knows how terrible her uncle really is. At this moment, Jin Yuehan sits in the living room waiting for Qingya to come back, counting the time. She's been out for an hour. He regrets his earlier behavior somewhat. There was completely no need for him to interrogate her like that. Now Lin Qingya must think I'm really strange. I haven't even had a chance to be good to her, yet I hurt her again. Recalling the time living together with Lin Qingya, all the little moments, Jin Yuehan finally can't sit still and goes out to find Lin Qingya. Meanwhile, Jin Wuan makes Qingya laugh heartily. After eating and drinking her fill, Qingya's mood improves considerably. She decides in her heart that she should still talk properly with Jin Yuehan. Watching Qingya regain her spirits, Jin Wuan suddenly becomes curious about her purpose for asking him out. Before they know it, only the two of them are left in the shop. Qingya gathers her things to go home. Originally, Jin Wuan wanted to ask about Jin Yuehan, but thinking about it, there'll be other chances. Then he plans to walk Qingya home. Don't think it's troublesome. I'm doing this because I'm worried. Jin Wuan is very different outside than at school. Now he seems much calmer and also very considerate. A thought suddenly surfaces in Qingya's mind. Perhaps liking Jin Wuan would be the normal thing. After all, Jin Yuehan is the young master of the Millennium Advent Church. She doesn't even know if she'll continue liking Jin Yuehan. On the other side, Jin Yuehan asks around about Qingya's whereabouts. Just then, a man calls out to him. Isn't this Jin Yuehan? The man is the branch leader of the Millennium Advent Church. I heard you ran away from home. How have you been lately? Jin Yuehan replies coldly. Don't trouble yourself. Then he freezes upon hearing the conversation between the man and a woman. The Millennium Advent Church is still holding services even now. What? Did you think the Millennium Advent Church would be finished? Then he orders the boy beside her to recite what he learned today. Those verses praising the Millennium Advent Church, the boy's eager performance, and another boy in the car, consciously reading along. Jin Yuehan can no longer endure it. He punches the branch leader's smug face. Why must you bring up the sacred temple in front of me? This only makes me feel you're all making a last desperate struggle. True salvation has nothing to do with the Millennium Advent Church at all. The branch leader's next question stuns Jin Yuehan. You don't have nightmares anymore, do you? After that incident happened, you started skipping church services. You kept saying things like, I seem abnormal. Where's that child who was so scared he cried every night? The guy who never knew how to fight back actually threw a punch. Perhaps leaving home really was a good thing for you. But who is it now that lets you sleep peacefully? Jin Yuehan shouts at him to shut up. He shoves the man against the railing. Seems you forgot. I also have half that person's blood running through me. Just as he's about to lose control, Qingya and Jin Wuan stop him in time. They happen to be passing by and heard Jin Yuehan's voice. Qingya also recognizes that this man is from the Millennium Advent Church. Before leaving, he viciously threatens to make Jin Yuehan atone properly. Qingya is the first to react. You won't see him again. Jin Yuehan won't return to the Millennium Advent Church, so don't come looking for him anymore. She hugs Jin Yuehan tightly. Seeing this scene, Jin Wuan and Jin Yuehan both freeze. Not long ago, on the way to walk Qingya home, Jin Wuan accidentally witnessed Jin Yuehan nearly pushing someone off the bridge. Jin Wuan had thought he was just an obedient cult member. Never imagined he was a lunatic psychopath. But for some reason, Qingya always defends Jin Yuehan. At this moment, the branch leader asks what Qingya's name is. Before Qingya can speak, Jin Wuan and Jin Yuehan simultaneously cover her mouth, saying the branch leader doesn't need to know. Then the two carry Qingya away from the scene. Seeing them so cautious, Qingya finally realizes something's wrong. Jin Wuan was there too. So why did that man only ask for her name? Could it be her identity has already reached the Millennium Advent Church? After putting Qingya down, Jin Yuan asks about the man's identity. Jin Yuehan explains that man is good friends with his father, but now they have no relationship. After that, Jin Yuan continues walking Qingya home, but strangely Jin Yuehan inexplicably follows along. Jin Yuan simply takes Qingya in the opposite direction. Jin Yuehan also turns around, then Jin Yuan decides to go back to the original route. He doesn't want Qingya involved with Jin Yuehan. From what just happened, his cult member nature hasn't changed. Qingya knows Jin Yuan is right. Jin Yuehan often has incomprehensible behaviors. Even he himself doesn't know where the problem is, maybe because he's already used to it. But Qingya still can't give up on Jin Yuehan. In that unfamiliar house, she works hard to clean and fill the emptiness with familiar things, all to give this home some warmth. But no matter what she does, she still can't adapt. Once she falls into thought, it makes her even more anxious. But after Jin Yuehan came, her anxiety disappeared. He barged into someone else's house yet lives so comfortably. Though he's not good at expressing himself, he reads her mood and gives gifts, even to good friends. Qingya doesn't dare easily speak what's in her heart. Sometimes she's thought about giving up, but the days together with Jin Yuehan give her life something to look forward to. Just going to the supermarket to buy ingredients for their dinner makes her happy. She's never regretted letting Jin Yuehan into this home. Even if Jin Yuehan pretends to refuse, it doesn't matter, because Qingya believes Jin Yuehan must also be slightly attracted to her, so she's willing to wait until Jin Yuehan realizes his own feelings. Not until tonight does Qingya realize she really likes Jin Yuehan more and more. But just as Qingya is about to speak, Jin Yuan covers her mouth. Whatever you were just thinking, don't say it. Immediately after, a girl appears and kicks Jin Yuan away. She's Jin Yuan's sister. Still wandering around this late? Didn't answer hundreds of calls just now? Do you know mom's furious? Then she notices Qingya. Are you Jin Yuan's girlfriend? Hearing this, Jin Yuehan's whole body jolts. Qingya explains they're just ordinary friends. Seeing she doesn't believe it, Qingya points to Jin Yuehan. We just came out to hang with friends over there. Seeing Jin Yuehan, the sister also instantly becomes a fangirl. But the urgent matter is getting Jin Yuan home. Why won't he go in when they're right at the door? Qingya instantly freezes. Turns out her house and Jin Yuan's are in the same complex. At this moment, Jin Yuan still insists on walking Qingya home. Jin Yuehan is unhappy. I'll walk Qingya home, you should go home first. Neither side backs down. During their argument, the sister chats with Qingya. She even plans to invite Qingya over for dinner in the future. Qingya panics and refuses. To prevent the situation from getting more complicated, she runs home alone. Jin Yuehan quickly follows, bumping Jin Yuan before leaving. After returning home, the atmosphere between Qingya and Jin Yuehan is still awkward. After showering, Qingya hurries back to her room, but she hears Jin Yuehan's footsteps coming upstairs. Seems like he has something to say. But after waiting a long time, Jin Yuehan just stands silently outside the door. Just as he turns to leave, Qingya can't hold back and opens the door first. If you have something to say to me, then tell me. I'll be ready anytime. Even if the result will be heavy, as long as it's you speaking, I'll listen. Because that's what friends should do. Jin Yuehan thinks for a moment. Jealousy immediately kicks in. Then why were you with Jin Yuan just now? In the end, Qingya and Jin Yuehan return to their live-in friends relationship. Though it seems a bit unconventional, Qingya feels satisfied with their current relationship. The next day, Qingya gets up early to clean. She feels the house space is so large it's wasteful. Why not transform it into a study room? As for furniture, Qingya has already arranged everything. The neighbors across were throwing out these desks and chairs, so Qingya took them all. Jin Yuehan stares for a long time before squeezing out one sentence. Well done. Qingya instructs Jin Yuehan to help move these things inside, but inside her heart is fluttering wildly from Jin Yuehan's praise. She feels Jin Yuehan has become a bit closer. After moving everything, both collapse exhausted on the floor. But there's not much time left today. They must finish cleaning before dinner. Qingya directs Jin Yuehan to get the cleaning cloth and cleaner for her. Jin Yuehan searches for a while but can't find them. Can't we just use a dry cloth? But the dry cloth is always used for dishes. Qingya says it's right there. Look carefully. Jin Yuehan still says he can't find it, annoying Qingya into going herself. Isn't it right in front of you? At this moment, the room door automatically closes. With a click, they both suddenly realize they're locked in. No matter what method they try next, they can't break open the door. Qingya thinks of calling for help with her phone, but because they were cleaning, she didn't have it on her. In the end, Qingya exhausts all her strength but can't ram the door open. But she's still grateful. At least Jin Yuehan is with her. Jin Yuehan has already prepared for the worst. This room has a faucet. They can last several days. As long as Qingya's friends notice something's wrong, they should be rescued. At this moment, Jin Yuehan notices Qingya curled up in the corner, trembling all over. From working just now, Qingya sweated a lot. The floor is tile constantly emitting cold air, and she's wearing short sleeves. When evening comes, it'll definitely get even colder. Just then, Jin Yuehan realizes he's the only source of warmth in this room. After hesitating for a moment, he calls out to Qingya. Do you want to come let me hold you? I don't mean anything by it, just want to help you warm up. Qingya is shocked by this stunning statement. Just when Jin Yuehan thinks he went too far, he looks up and sees Qingya has already prepared and stretched out her hands. Now it's Jin Yuehan who freezes. Qingya feels today is her lucky day. She sits down in front of Jin Yuehan, but seeing he doesn't react, she turns her head to ask what's wrong. Jin Yuehan stiffly tells her to turn her head back. Qingya is unhappy. How did he turn back into that cold Jin Yuehan? But being together like this already makes her happy. She wonders if this embrace includes Jin Yuehan's personal feelings. Qingya discovers Jin Yuehan's hands are also very cold. Could it be he's also nervous? After a while, Jin Yuehan lets go. Anyway, using more force will warm us up. Let's try opening the door. Don't waste energy on useless things. Qingya is still being unreasonable, asking Jin Yuehan for a hug. Seeing his face red from shyness, Qingya's heart also starts pounding wildly. Just yesterday, she thought being friends was satisfying enough, but what happened today makes her urgently want to go further. They try the door but still can't open it. Jin Yuehan asks about Qingya's family matters, because in his view, Qingya grew up in a loving environment. Qingya has always thought so too, but her family is different from typical harmonious families. She remembers in 9th grade, she questioned whether her parents truly loved her. Back then, she was obsessed with an online game her uncle recommended. It was popular and her friends were all playing, but gradually she became ambitious. She even spent 5,000 yuan on the game, all of it secretly taken from her parents' phones bit by bit. Each upgrade brought her friends praise. Before she knew it, she'd spent 5,000. However, one day right after making a payment, her mom caught her red-handed. The result was naturally a severe beating. They say they love me, so why hit me so hard? Qingya even thought her relationship with her parents could never return to what it was. Her parents thought after the lesson she'd surely reflect properly, but actually, she only reflected for a short while and even felt wronged. Qingya thought since they hit her so hard, the mistake should be cancelled out, so she secretly turned to her uncle. The next day, she got caught. Qingya knew her uncle was sensitive about money, so he'd definitely be angrier than her parents. Just when she thought she'd get beaten again, her uncle just pinched her face and lectured her. Be more careful spending money on games in the future, but I'll let you off this once. If you secretly spend money again, I'll tell your parents. If allowance isn't enough, just tell me and I'll give it to you. Qingya didn't expect her uncle would let her off. Later, she quit the game, because she didn't want to disappoint her uncle. She also understood that truly changing someone isn't through punishment and fear, but through caring. So as long as we soothe this door with love, it will definitely open by itself. Who knew the next second the door actually opens? Jin Yuehan can't help but laugh. Seems love really is that powerful. Or do you actually have superpowers, Lin Qingya? This is the first time Qingya sees Jin Yuehan's smiling face. Though he quickly hides it, Qingya feels like that moment lit up the whole world. After that day, some subtle changes occur between Jin Yuehan and Qingya. Whenever they touch each other, they both act as dramatically as if struck by lightning. And those who dislike Jin Yuehan also become increasingly blatant. This might be related to his weakening influence in the Millennium Advent Church. Meanwhile, girls showing interest in him becomes more and more frequent, claiming there's dust in his hair to create physical contact. Jin Yuehan guesses her intention. Please just say it directly next time, I'll do it myself. Such a simple statement makes all the girls present collectively swoon. Qingya is dumbfounded. Being classmates with these people for so long, she's certain their sense of humor isn't that low. If it were her instead of Jin Yuehan, they'd definitely have no reaction. Jin Shanyu quietly observes their reactions. He asks Yiji if she thinks Qingya and Jin Yuehan match well. Yiji thinks he's joking. How could such a silly girl get close to Jin Yuehan? Lin Qingya is better suited to reckless boys. But I see that, although Jin Yuehan is surrounded by girls, his gaze is always toward Qingya. After being bothered for half the day, Jin Yuehan is exhausted. Last night he couldn't sleep well because of daytime events. When getting up for water, thinking Qingya should be asleep, Jin Yuehan has the thought of going in to check on her. But reconsidering, he realizes something's wrong. What would he do opening her door? He's not a thief. Seeing Jin Yuehan sleeping on his desk, Qingya guesses he's the same as her. Last night, her heart kept fluttering about what happened during the day, though she fell asleep after just 10 minutes. During break, Qingya suddenly hears someone discussing Jin Yuehan. It's the girl who picked dust from Jin Yuehan earlier. Qingya excitedly pins her against the wall. Could something else have happened that she doesn't know about? Qingya begs her to tell her. What exactly did you say that made you too shy to speak? Jin Yuehan didn't avoid my gaze. Don't girls have that intuition? From his eyes I could feel it. So I plan to find a chance to confess to Jin Yuehan. And I'm not too worried because many people have already confessed. Qingya is panicking. She doesn't want her to confess, because when such a pretty girl confesses, no boy could remain unmoved. Though Jin Yuehan now lives under the same roof as her, to be blunt, it was unintentional. Qingya is extremely depressed. She really wants to confide her troubles to someone. Just then, Jin Shanyu walks out of the classroom. While he's buying drinks, Qingya quietly pulls Jin Shanyu aside. After confirming no one's around, she tells Jin Shanyu she likes Jin Yuehan. I thought it was something serious. I already knew that. Listening to Qingya ramble on and on, turns out it's because a girl wants to confess to Jin Yuehan. So Qingya is uneasy. Jin Shanyu tells her not to worry, but she's so pretty and cute. Would any boy really have the heart to reject her? And Jin Yuehan isn't dating anyone either. Before, Jin Yuehan seemed to notice I liked him and wanted to talk, but somehow it turned to discussing living expenses. Later, from what he said, he just wants to maintain a roommate-like relationship. So you're living together together now? After Jin Yuehan ran away, he went to Qingya's house. No wonder you go to the supermarket together. Just then the class bell rings. Qingya hurriedly chases after him, begging him to keep it secret. When the two return to the classroom, Jin Yuehan sees them. After class, Qingya tells Jin Shanyu everything. But you're actually living together, and you've fallen for him. Qingya shyly says she can't help it. I heard you and Jin Yuehan were middle school classmates. Many people must have liked him then too. Jin Shanyu doesn't deny it. He considers himself someone who understands Jin Yuehan well, so Qingya can take his words as reference. Jin Yuehan thinks differently from us. Because of his father, he always views himself negatively, so he might simply think he's not suitable for Qingya. This doesn't mean you're not good. It's that he values you highly. When the relationship grows closer, he fears the other person seeing his flaws. I can understand Jin Yuehan's thinking. After all, the experience of being accepted by someone is unforgettable for a lifetime. Jin Shanyu had a similar situation. When he had no friends, Yiji was the only one who came to talk to him and invited him to join the club. Later, Jin Shanyu followed Yiji around because she was bullied by other boys. Yiji just casually said she disliked boys. From then on, Jin Shanyu grew his hair long. Classmates said his voice was rough, so he practiced pronunciation in front of the mirror, trying to make his voice softer. At this point, Qingya interrupts his memory. Are you talking about Yiji? Jin Shanyu's face suddenly turns red. Qingya asks him to share his own story too. While going downstairs, they unexpectedly witness that girl confessing to Jin Yuehan. Jin Yuehan clearly rejects her, but he also says he doesn't like anyone. Just then, he notices the two upstairs. Why are you two together all day? What are you doing? Hearing these jealous words, Qingya's anxious heart gradually relaxes. After school, Jin Shanyu apologizes to Yiji. He has plans today and can't go to the bookstore with her. Yiji is about to ask who, but Jin Shanyu has already disappeared. Meanwhile, to welcome Jin Shanyu's arrival, Qingya prepares the warmest welcome for him at the entrance.